What's up, everybody? This is Jose.
And Katie.
Welcome to Southern Life. On today's video, we're on Interstate 95, driving through Jacksonville, Florida. So we're just driving clear through Jacksonville on the interstate. Nothing special about today's video. It's just a clear shot through Jacksonville on 95. Sometimes people like to see this drive. I think it's one of the nicest drives in Florida. Interstate 95 through Jacksonville. So we're kind of tired. We might not talk as much as we usually talk. So it's just a video for you guys to enjoy the drive.
And it's such a beautiful evening.
Yeah, we had a little bit of rain clouds come through. It's not so hot. We're heading south.
Yeah.
We've been in Florida for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Behind us to the left is Yulee, which is a nice little growing suburb of Jacksonville on the north side. I wanted to do a video in Yulee for you guys, but I'm just so tired. We are exhausted. Being on the road all day, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Katie's behind the wheel.
And we're not used to this right now.
We're just getting back to our old routine. Trying to get back to our old routine.
Yeah.
We're exhausting.
It's tiring. I don't think people understand how tiring it actually is.
Oh, driving is a full-time job. What do you think semi-truck drivers do? It's a job.
I know.
But,
Because we're not only driving, we're talking all day.
you can hit the top of the windshield wiper as soon as it stops raining. That way you'll get a nice clear, as soon as it stops. I'm speeding.
Oh, that's going 82.
I'm speeding. Can't stop, that's all I know.
He is like waiting to the day to like get like a speeding ticket or.
I've been hoping you get a speed. I'm about the point where I'm gonna pay a cop to pull you over and give you a ticket. That's probably good. Probably good. There you go.
Why are you so excited about this?
Because I've always I'm a much safer and better driver than you. Yet throughout my lifetime, I've got hundreds of tickets. You are a horrendous driver, and you've never got a ticket. It's not fair.
Jose, we lived in Collier County. They were doing things they weren't supposed to.
No more windshield piper, boy.
It's not
Whatever. The point is this. I'm frustrated at the fact that you're a crappy driver, yet you've never got a ticket. But I'm always getting... because police profiling is real,
Yeah.
dude. You've never... Look at how bad you drive, and as soon as the cops say, oh, that's a white woman, leave her alone, you know? That's not right. White women should get tickets too, you know?
Our second date, we got pulled over in Naples. It wasn't until they saw my driver's license and my last name.
That was the biggest gator I've seen in a while.
Until they saw my driver's license with my last name and my address, they were like, whoa, buddy. And the cops still won't look me in the eye. I've seen him at Leone's like a bunch of times. Will not look me in the eye.
Explain this to people because they don't get it. We've had this conversation on our channel more than enough times, but you as a white woman, explain to other white people. So when you met me and we got married and we got together, explain to your white people how the cops treat me as a Hispanic versus how they treat you as a white person, and what your first experience was, the way you saw the cops treated me.
Okay, so in total, I have had...
And I was an angel.
Okay, we'll go with that. I've only had 2 accidents, and I've had like one kind of ticket, but that was because I was with you for a seatbelt violation.
Yeah.
And I think I had a warning, but it never got filed or something like that. I don't know. So that's all I've had. I really have gotten pulled over twice, and one of them they let me go because I was in a car where, you know, the emergency flasher lights, where if you put something in the cup holder, you were hitting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were Karen'd out, driving like an idiot with the flashers on. Don't try to kind of misconstrue it. You were driving around with your flashers on. And a cop pulled you over and said, hey, ma'am, can you please turn your flashers off, you idiot? I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Ma'am, can you please turn off...
It was a female cop. She was like, I would have hit that 10 times today if I was driving this car.
She was trying to be nice to you.
Yeah.
Anyways, when you saw, so you were white your whole life, and then you got with me.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that you got pulled over with me, relate that experience.
Both of us were thrown to the ground. Then they saw my driver's license and said,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did they ask you, please get out of the car? Did they ask you for your license and registration?
No, they didn't ask for anything.
What did they do to you?
They just threw us on the ground.
Right. On the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went on to do what? Without what?
Searching the vehicle.
Without consent?
Consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, this was your first time dealing with law enforcement where you were not just a white person with your white family.
No.
What was your reaction to this experience?
I had a panic attack.
Okay, you were crying?
Yeah. And then they told me that while I was having this panic attack, I had to drive the vehicle home, which it was not my vehicle, it was his. And I crashed the vehicle.
Out of fear.
Yeah.
So basically, on our first date together, was it our first date or second date?
Second date.
Second date together, the cops profiled us, and they profiled us because they said the reason we're pulling you over was because you came out of that neighborhood, right? Remember?
Yes.
Right. So they pull you over with no justification.
Yeah.
They threw us on the ground. They searched our vehicle without any consent. This is in Collier County, Florida, Naples area. Searched us without consent. Then they realized, oh, there's a white woman here. Now, you have a panic attack, you're crying. The cops didn't let me drive my car back because I had forgot my driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
I just, a weird thing happened that day. I didn't have my driver's license on me. Now, they didn't really have a reason to detain us, so they had to let us go. Now, when they realized that you were crying and having a panic attack and you've never been treated like this before, then they decided to let us go. But Katie had to drive my car. This is our second date. I have to let her drive my car. And she was so scared of what the cops did to us that she was having a panic attack and she crashed my car because she was so scared of what happened. Now, before you were with me and before you were in that neighborhood that we're dealing with police profiling, had you ever had police treat you like that?
No, they were really nice and they were helpful.
And helpful. But now that you are living in a bad neighborhood with a Hispanic boyfriend, that's how they treat you.
Yes.
Again, no due process, no justifiable reason to pull you over. They just grabbed us, threw us on the side of US 41, searched our vehicle. Neither me nor you had ever had any illicit substance ever.
No.
Neither one of us are smokers. Neither of us are drinkers. Neither one of us are users. Neither one of us even smokes cigarettes. Not even that. We're clean, wholesome youth, yet police profiling. And this is what a lot of my white subscribers don't get. Like, they're like, I've never experienced this before. Like, you never, right?
Yeah.
You had never experienced that before. But put yourself in somebody else's shoes for 10 minutes and find out about it.
And, like, even now, like what was it, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We went to go see your dad and left the neighborhood and got pulled over.
And I got pulled over again. Same exact thing. Oh, you're in this neighborhood. So what? My parents live there. What the crap is your, you know? But it's something that a lot of times people don't understand because it's never happened to them. All their, like, before that happened to you, I'm sure all your interactions with law enforcement were beautiful. Until you put yourself in somebody else's shoes and you're like, whoa, no due process. No, and if you had something illegal, it would be understandable. But the only suspicion they had was based on something that wasn't legally justifiable.
Yeah.
The neighborhood you were in, really?
Yeah.
Come on. Anyways, it's just like if you've never experienced. That's why I tell people, like, when you see white people talking about, oh, it ain't that bad for black people, you don't know that. You've never been black. You don't know what it's really like.
I feel like it's wrong. Like, I can't say what your experience is.
If somebody ever tells you, hey, I've been treated wrong, or it's almost like, give you an example, like, there's no difference between a racist and a predator. When somebody tells you, somebody did this to me, and you're like, oh no, that never happened.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. That's why people are scared to speak up about being abused. The same thing happens with racism. People, they have these experiences and they know they're not right, but at the same time, they can't speak up about it because nobody wants to believe them. So when you don't ever, somebody tells you they've been a victim, and this is for everybody, listen carefully what I'm telling you. If somebody tells you they've been a victim of an experience and you don't believe it, don't discredit, or speak abusively to that person about that experience. Somebody tells you, I've had so-and-so type of experience. Maybe you don't believe them. Maybe it hasn't happened to you, or you don't think it's real. Never discard somebody else's experiences because it hasn't happened to you. It's like traveling to a country. Maybe any random country off the top of your head, Katie. Just random. Throw me a country.
Botswana.
Maybe I go to Botswana and I have a beautiful time there. Most beautiful. The people are friendly. They're great. It was the most beautiful experience of my life. Now, my brother goes to Botswana and he ends up being kidnapped by cops. He goes back and says, man, this was the most nightmarish experience of my life. I got kidnapped by a cop.
Yeah.
You can just make out the skyline in the distance now. You cannot discard somebody else's real life experiences because they don't correlate with your real life experiences, okay? Maybe for you, Botswana was like the best country you ever visited, but maybe for the next person, something horrible happened to them. So don't ever think that because something hasn't happened to you or because your real life experiences don't correlate, that the next person's argument is false, or you don't know that. You don't know and many times when people go through experiences like that, they don't even talk about them, and they need to, because people need to know how these things work, and people just need to vent and get it off their chest, because at least they get some type of closure by being able to talk about it with somebody. But imagine you're trying to talk to somebody about getting closure for a traumatic experience, and instead of listening to you and being compelled by your experience, they just decide to ignore or deny. When you do that, you are adding insult to injury. The person's already injured. Now don't insult them, okay? They're already hurt by whatever experience. Now you're going to go on top of that and you're going to insult somebody who's already feeling hurt. Don't do that. It may not be relatable to you. That's fine. Beautiful. Sunset over there. Yeah. So I think we're just going to slice right through Jacksonville.
On the highway?
On the interstate, yeah. And then we're going to go a little bit further south.
Okay.
We'll get off on 202, which is Turner Butler. That's on the other side of the bridge and everything. We can also take let's see, because traffic this time of day can be pathetically bad during the weekend. People trying to get it.
Yeah. And
yeah, no, it does make sense. Okay, yeah, the one I thought Butler makes the most sense.
Okay.
Yeah. 20 28 minutes.
Awesome.
Continue on I-95 south for 12 miles.
Okay. Both wheels. Both hands on the wheel. Are you on cruise control?
Yep.
Take it off cruise control. Drive with your foot.
Okay.
You're about to pass downtown. Speed up a little bit. Don't fall asleep. There you go. Almost to downtown. Jackson Trail, dog. Jackson Trail, take me home to the place. Jackson's Trail, Jackson's Trail. Jackson Pill, Jackson Trail, Jacksonville. You heard me, Walter? I can't believe how accurate the YouTube Shorts monetization thing is. It's like you record a short, it's 30 seconds, and it, like, through AI, is able to, like, decide if it's good or bad to monetize it in, like, 45 seconds. And, like, it's a short, it could be anything, but it always knows. And I've tried playing, like, I've tried tricking the AI, like using certain vocabulary or, like, you know, trying to trick the AI, and you can't. It always knows if it needs to be monetized or not. It's pretty, I really wonder if they even have real people looking at it, like, briefly. It would just be ridiculous for every short to have somebody look at. What do you think? It'd have to be AI.
At some point, probably AI has the transcript and then decides from that. And then if
Shorts are actually making money. Shorts are 0.0%. Let's say, probably like 0.2% of our channel's uploads are shorts, but 2% of our income is from shorts. That means shorts actually do make money. And it's not that they make a whole lot of money.
The thing with the shorts is, you know, if someone watches the short and realizes there's a longer video, they
will watch that, yeah. And there's a lot of subscriptions through shorts, too.
Yeah.
I subscribe to people's channels through shorts all the time. I just realized that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm on Instagram and I'll follow a page. If I see something really good, I'll watch their other stuff. If it's good, I'll follow the page. Like, I'm following 10 pages of, like, orca stuff just because I saw it on
one
their
video,
page.
Yeah, I've noticed that already. So, like, we have to, like, you could push out 10, 12 shorts a day if you really tried.
Yeah.
They just have to be somewhat consistent on a topic or something, because then crapshoot of different things. I love Jacksonville. Driving to a city's incredible. What a great cities to drive through.
Yeah.
I've never encountered a bad driver here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen anything crazy happen here. Something like that it wouldn't happen here. It's not the type of place where there's, you know, like some cities there's a bunch of idiot drivers and they do crazy, stupid things. Like out of nowhere, somebody does something stupid. That would never happen here.
Okay.
You know, it would never happen here. This city has a lot of potential. Everybody agrees with me that the only thing Jacksonville needs is to stop killing people. If they just stop killing each other, it'd be great. Great if y'all stop killing each other. Then the rest of us can live here in peace.
Yeah.
Maybe just let them all finish each other off. I mean, that's what they're trying to do anyways. Just put them all in one cage and let them all do whatever they have to resolve. Bless their hearts. Let them just fix whatever problems they got between each other. And the rest of us can continue living peacefully.
Alright.
Jacksonville is the most dangerous of all of Florida's large cities.
Yep.
And it's probably going to remain like that for a long time.
Fortunately.
Unfortunately, it will. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I'm sorry. Ah. Yo. I can't believe how many people from Miami are moving up here. This is really like. This should. So you have to speed up a little bit, just a little bit, just a touch. The amount of people from Miami moving, speed up a little bit, speed up a little bit, speed up a little bit. The amount of people that are moving from Miami to here is crazy. Like, I've never seen so many people, and not just here, like, even the suburbs are getting filled up with people from Miami.
Yeah.
A bunch of Spanish people moved to Georgia. I'm gonna get a picture of you with the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, like Katie with the Rainbow Bridge. Like, wow.
What is wrong with you?
Drive, Coffin Drive. The Rainbow Bridge. Katie's Rainbow Bridge.
Why are you doing
I got a picture of you with the Rainbow Bridge. Just, like, imagine, like, a nice photo of you with the Rainbow Bridge in the background.
Okay.
Wouldn't this just be great?
Not necessarily. I find this very weird.
You're like,
Camera in
don't
my
do
face.
this to me, Jose. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube. Katie in front of the Rainbow Bridge of Jacksonville.
Why did I choose to drive today?
Jacksonville will be like the new Miami.
It's starting to get more Miami vibes.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Starting a lot of people moving up here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully some of the Hicks will move to Georgia or Alabama and let us have this place and pace to ourselves. We just need y'all to leave, really. We've been waiting on y'all to leave here for a little bit. We got y'all out of South Florida. We got to get you out of the rest of Florida here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Moore typing. Jose out toe down there.
I don't want to be in
Won't
Georgia
you
or
go
Alabama.
back that toe?
Yeah.
We used to have a Mr. Moore on our YouTube channel. I haven't seen his comments in a while. I hope he's still watching.
Yeah, he's still watching.
He
He
does?
on the other day.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I always like wonder when I have a subscriber who like has been on the channel forever, and I don't want. I wonder if I said the wrong thing or something and scared him off.
We just get so many comments nowadays that
It's
hard
big.
It's hard to keep up. I like stopped reading comments. I literally did.
I used to reply to every comment. It's almost impossible.
You gotta start trying again.
I'm trying. It's impossible.
I know. Eventually,
And people go through like weird
Yeah.
phases. Like there's times they hate me for having a white woman.
I feel like
There's
if
times
we
they
get,
hate me for different things.
I feel like if we get any bigger, we're gonna have to hire an assistant.
No. No.
Yeah.
You're unemployed and you can do it, and you don't, so
No,
it's
you're
not gonna happen.
You don't like the replies that I get though.
No, you don't. I like to give my own replies. Like somebody says something, I like to hurt their feelings back. You know.
Yeah.
You try to hurt my feelings, I'll hurt yours back even harder.
I know.
That's why people have even stopped. They stopped trying me because I always have a smarter reply than they could ever come up with.
Yeah.
Like you should see some of the replies I give people. In fact, let's do a few. Let's go on here and find some stupid comments and give them some stupid replies. Yeah, but which one is the wife? Your mama is the wife. That was a picture of you with the pig.
Yeah.
He says, which one's the wife? I said, yo, mama is the wife. Gee, I wonder why. Biggest target for hurricanes in the dang world. Still better than where you live. Yeah.
Everybody.
Do overtime Miami hitted me up. I could.
Yeah. Okay.
Horrible grammar.
Yeah, like, I go through the held for review. That's the only ones I go through. And, like, the amount of misspelled curse words, yeah.
Well, I think if they spell it wrong, it won't get flagged, but it will.
It will. I mean, AI is smarter than you realize.
Yeah, I figured that part out. I mean, it's not like people have any brains left at this point, so.
True.
imagine if like one day we're competing, if like an AI robot decides to just drive a car around with cameras recording people in the hood?
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes.
Next
to
thing you
take
know,
exit
like there's just a
344
robot
toward Jack's
uploading,
Beaches.
just a random robot uploading videos about the hood in Jacksonville. Let's just say like a random robot just decides.
Everything we've ever done, it gets copycatted, like literally.
Yeah. No, you gotta stay on the hood. You gotta do two things. One, always be ahead of the curve.
Yep.
Two, do things that can't be multiplied. Like going to the homeless camps, I'm still waiting for somebody else in Florida to do that. Nobody's got the testicolas to do it. Still waiting for that one. Like the whole going into the homeless camp thing, I'm still waiting for somebody to do that. I'm still waiting for somebody to copy me on that one. They're not. They're scared. Because there's dudes like, they'll try to copy you, but then like, first of all, the person that tries to copy somebody else is already kind of like lacking their own personal, you know?
Yeah. What type of car is this?
Like people are just afraid to drive to bad neighborhoods, right? So imagine me.
Oh, no.
Imagine me now. I'm doing Uber driving at 3 a.m. on Moncrief. Dude, most people are afraid to be an Uber driver in general. Now you're being an Uber driver at 3 in the morning in Moncrief. There's just different layers of like crap that I'm willing to do that most people are not willing to do. So like they can never compete with you.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 344 toward Jack's Beaches.
But it's like we've done things for this YouTube channel where our life has been on the line, like right then and there.
Every time we go to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Look at how many shootings we've been through.
Yeah.
How many experiences we've been through that we haven't been able to put on YouTube. Like I've had things happen to me in Jacksonville and in other cities that I don't put them on YouTube. Like I'm recording a video, something happens to us, and we're like, okay, if we publish this video, we're gonna get retaliation for publishing it. So let us not. We're gonna go straight to the left, up that big bridge.
Yep.
So I'm like, if we publish this video, we're gonna get retaliation. So let us not publish this video, so we don't have to worry about the retaliation. Yeah, the video might make us $500 or $600, but then you're worried about what are the other people gonna do because of the video. So it's not worth it. Anyways, both hands on the wheel.
I mean, I've been shot at. Like, I've had so much weird stuff happen.
Yeah. When have you been shot at? You've been in shootings.
In Montgomery.
You have been in a car that's been shot at? When? You've been in shootings, like where a shooting pops off.
Yeah, that's what happened,
Yeah, but that's not being shot at. Shot at means somebody's pointing at you and shooting. That's a whole different. That's a whole different level right there, buddy. I know you feel like you're.
We were in traffic and someone like pulled a gun at us.
Yeah, that's very intimidating. Yeah. You've been in that situation 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in 3 situations where people have pointed guns at you. So, you know, anyways, all that just to say that once you've been through like a few of those situations, now you're like, okay, I understand that at some point something could happen and then it's over. So you can't really be afraid and live life in fear because at some point something could happen. So like with that comes like a newfound appreciation of life, but also like the fact that you're no longer afraid. Like if somebody pulls a gun on me at this point, it's like,
okay,
and I have to evaluate whether they're like, the first course of action wouldn't even be to be scared. It would just be to evaluate whether the person's actually a threat or if it's just trying to intimidate you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're not really going to do it.
Most of the time, you can just walk it up and take it
away from them, because they don't really have it. They're not really...
Yeah, they're not with it.
Yeah, they're not with it. Now leasing luxury apartments in Jacksonville.
Well, look at the luxury apartments in Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's where the scariest thing happened. Next to luxury apartments.
Luxury apartments next to a homeless camp, yeah. At least where we live, our luxury apartments aren't next to a homeless camp.
I know.
I've seen like a few transient homeless people, like maybe every 3 or 4 months, but it's not bad. But anyways, after you go through a few of those experiences, like those things don't scare you anymore. So somebody who's never been in anything, it's like, imagine being a cop. You get a call. There's a shooting outside a gas station. You're the first responding officer. You know that you're going to encounter somebody fleeing, somebody shooting. Bro, that's nerve-wracking every single time. You know? every single time a police officer pulls over a car, it could be a total crapshoot. I mean, there's times where the cop pulls somebody over and the person's got a warrant and they're not going down, and you know how those things end, right? Every time a cop pulls somebody over, like, this could be the last one, you know? Imagine being a cop. Imagine being like a Mexican federal police officer, you know, or like a border patrol agent or something. Somebody that, like, at any moment, this could be, like, it could be probably an uneventful night, but this could be the night. It's like cops that get shot, they still got to go back to work after they recover.
Yeah.
And at some point, they're going to be in that car alone, going back to the same neighborhood where that happened with similar circumstances. And they go, okay, last time it turned out like this, but this time it's not going to turn out like this, you know? And if it does, I already know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, sometimes life makes you strong, you know?
Yeah.
But it's be difficult for somebody to replicate some of the things we do.
Yeah.
For one, like, we know a few things about YouTube that a lot of other people don't know. And those are the real secrets about YouTube that people start YouTube and they'll never figure it out.
Yeah.
We figured it out because we started in 2012.
Yeah.
Like, I see people's YouTube channels now blowing up, and I want to tell them, hey, bro, you should really be doing this instead of that. And you want to tell them because you want them to be successful, but then you got to realize, look at the shape of this roundabout. It looks like a weird shaped. It's perfectly
turbine interchange.
Yeah, it's like perfectly symmetrical. This interchange we're in right here, if you look at it from a satellite imagery, we're on south of Jacksonville. It is perfectly symmetrical in a turbine shape. The spirals are perfectly symmetrical. It's like a work of art. If you're driving through the interchange, you'll never notice, but if you look at a satellite image or a map, you'll be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Who would replicate our homeless camp videos? We know things. Here's the other thing, like going to homeless camps. There's a few things you have to know about going to a homeless camp that we already know. If a random guy that's never done YouTube like the way let's say like one of these up and coming YouTubers that are out right now, if they try to go into a homeless camp and they just don't know how to move right, they're getting stabbed on the spot. The thing about going to these homeless camps is there's certain vocabulary, there's certain things that you have to know right then and there. If you go in there and you ain't moving right, bro, they're gonna slice you up in a heartbeat. Like, I see some of these YouTubers, right? The way they like interview people, they go up to like random people on the streets and interview them. And bro, if you were like to try that on a homeless camp, there's a certain protocol, certain way you gotta move when you encounter somebody, certain vocabulary. There's certain things that you gotta have that right then and there. You gotta know how to move. If you go in there and you say the wrong thing, bro, man, you gotta have real. That's why I like the Uber driving, because the Uber driving, it teaches you so much. Like, I've learned so much. Uber driving, despite being a medial task, like insignificant task, has taught me so much.
There's some things that you do that, you know, it may not seem like, it may seem menial to someone else, but the real lessons that you learn from it are invaluable.
Right. Like the year we spent in Alabama were lessons learned. The time in Naples were lessons learned. Now this Uber driving for me, I'm learning things with this Uber driving about human behavior. Like, even last night, like, not last night, but the night before, I did some rides in Bradenton, and I was like, all right, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I gotta readjust this, that. Because the thing about people is, like, people that are cowards think, oh, I have a gun on me, I'm licensed to care. Bro, when it comes down to it, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. They'll take that away from you if you ain't got it. You pull it out, and then what? You gonna do it? You ain't gonna do it. They'll take it away from you and shove it up your rectum. You know what I mean? Like, literally. I'm not kidding you. Like, pulling a piece out on somebody, if you're not down to use it. The biggest weapon you have is your brain. I can run into a situation right now, dangerous situation, and your biggest tool is called de-escalation. De-escalation. Perception. Knowing how to prevent like, a normal behaving person, you don't go from, unless you're like absolutely like psychopathic, like 10 bodies in the ground and 3 in the basement type of person, then you might be like, you might run with it and then flip all of a sudden. Like, that's some crap, like, absolutely abnormal. But the average person that's gonna hurt you, you don't just flip a switch like that and turn to a completely different person. There's like a process, really, that you go through of human behavior where, like, you can say, okay, now I identify, and listen to this, guys. When you identify a red flag, human nature is to try to, like, play it off, not acknowledge. Like, let's say you got an Uber passenger. Now your Uber passenger ask you a question that is uncomfortable. In the back of your
In 2
mind,
miles, take the exit towards
now
South
you're
Beach
wondering,
Parkway.
okay, what's gonna happen? You know, this person just creeped me out. Is this person trying to hurt me? But then you stay quiet. You're like, you don't react, or you don't acknowledge. Okay, give you an example. Like, let's say you're talking to somebody, right? Let's say you're talking to a dude, and the dude gets touchy with your wife in front of you, right? That's hands-on. You can't really strike somebody over that because it doesn't warrant it. It could warrant it, but you really got to evaluate, okay, now if I let this slide, he's going to keep doing it. So let's say you're a female passenger, you're a female driver. You got a male in the back seat. The male says something borderline inappropriate to you. He hasn't quite crossed the line yet, but you know he's going there. Now you have 2 options. You can play it off, or you can acknowledge it. A lot of people are afraid when they like are dealing with somebody and that person starts acting scummy. They get afraid, like our car salesperson, right? When the car salesperson's like, "Oh, come on, man, let's go inside the office, man." You're like, "Hey, I'm just looking at cars, bro."
In a half mile, take the exit towards South Beach Parkway.
Let's say you're there with the salesperson, right? And the car salesman goes, "Come on, man, let's go in the office." Like, "Hey, bro, I'm just looking at you. Sit down, man, grab a water, man." Like, puts his hand on you. "Come on, Jose, we're buddies, man. Let's go look at the car again. Let's look at this paperwork." That's the moment for you to say,
Take the exit
"Hey,
towards South Beach Parkway. Then
I gotta
continue
go.
onto Marsh
I'm late
Landing
to work."
Parkway.
Out of nowhere, boom. You could have gone right. You're supposed to go. You can go straight to. Oh, don't kill us to get there.
I did?
You almost.
No.
It's not worth dying to take an exit. How many times have I told you that? I'm gonna have to use my pan to encrust the notion into your fan brain.
What?
The Canada geese shouldn't belong to. I don't even know, dog. I don't like the way you're moving, dog.
Okay.
Never
In a quarter
die.
mile, use the
for
left
it's
2
not
lanes
worth
to
it.
turn left onto South Beach
You had
Parkway.
a similar ETA. You didn't have to get off of this exit.
Okay.
Anyways, you have to acknowledge it. Like, you have to be like, "Hey, bro, I'm late to work, man. I can't. Oh, man, it's 5. Oh, I'm late to work. I gotta go. Hey, I'll catch you later, bro." That's it. Because if you not, they have to hint at them. What about, like, let people run a script on you? You know, you can't let people run that script on you. When somebody starts filming a movie, you gotta hit the pause button on them, bro. Left. Underneath the bridge. Speed up, or you're gonna get
At
the
the
red light.
light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto South Beach Parkway.
There you go. You have to use your turn signal because the car's coming in front of you. There's the suitcase flying because they're too fast.
Continue for 2 miles.
I'm gonna have to use my pan on you again.
For what?
When you turn, use your turn signal.
Okay.
That way, people, because the car in front of you, if they don't think, they could have gone and they know you were gonna turn. You could have had a head-on collision right there. That's right. See how the pan works?
Turn
You see?
only
You guys see the change in her? Yeah, you see the attitude
Of
change?
what? A turn only lane?
It doesn't matter. You don't know what the other person's high or drunk or I'm not. You want to see my? I'll show you my pan. Ow! When somebody gets out of line, you gotta put them back in line. We're over by Jacksonville Beaches now, guys. Jacksonville Beach is where we are now. You guys understand? When somebody gets out of line, you gotta check them on the spot. Car salesman, hey, I'm late to work, bro. I gotta go. Hey, don't touch my wife, bro. I'm a jealous guy. I'm not really a jealous guy. Hey, man, hey, I'm a jealous guy. Don't touch my wife. You gotta, hey, I'm late to work. Hey, bro, I don't like that. Like, hey, no, I can't go nowhere, bro. I know my fact, bro. I'm late, bro. I had a passenger a few days ago. I haven't published a video yet. The lady gave me one red flag, and I burned her on that red flag already. As soon as I saw the red flag, I was like, hey, actually, I'm gonna cancel the ride because I got diarrhea. Like that. You gotta put an end to it. You gotta stop somebody right then and there. What's that prison movie? Where the guy's like, you gotta just put a stop to it, like before it starts, Like if you go to prison right now and a dude comes up to you like, hey man, like here in prison it's not too many women, but like we figure things out, you know what I'm saying?
Go away.
You got some nice hair, man. Like for a dude, you got some pretty nice hair. Like you gotta be like, hey bro, I'm gonna stab you in your eyeball. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta stop it right then and there, bro. When you're dealing with somebody that's scummy and they're running the finesse game on you, you gotta stop it. Kill it. Because if you don't, then they're already gonna run that program on you. It's like what they say about in prison. Somebody takes your food today, they're gonna take it from you every day. The moment you walk in there and somebody even looks at your plate, you gotta grab the plate and slap them upside the head with it, bro. Even if you lose your food that day, but that person knows next time you'll slap them upside the head with the plate. You can't let people run the game on you, because if they start with it, if you let it keep going, then you can't stop it because they already know they broke you. That's like the time I didn't hit Katie hard enough. Now she knows I'm gonna cut her slack. Ah! See, she's fighting back already. You can't break on people, because if you let them, bro, if you're afraid to acknowledge that somebody's making you uncomfortable, you gotta let them know off the bat, bro. It could be your boss, it could be your principal, it could be a police, anybody. And somebody's making, hey, bro, you're making me uncomfortable, bro. I don't like that. Your barber's cutting your hair, and all of a sudden you feel his boss. Like, hey, ¿qué es esto, papi? Mijo, cuidado. Because if not, next thing you know, you're gonna be getting a haircut. Next thing you know, you're getting trimmed more than just the head. You gotta put a stop to people. You can't be afraid. Any thoughts, Katie? I gave myself a heat stroke.
You did something. I mean, you did something. Yeah.
We're in Jacksonville Beach now by the water. Any thoughts on people putting... I've been trying to teach you that. I got a friend...
in 1,000 feet, turn right onto 4th Avenue South.
I got a white friend. If you want, you can drive to the block by the beach and then we'll flip back around.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta stop somewhere before we go.
What, do you gotta go to the store?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Near the hotel?
I think so.
Somewhere. Okay, let's go to it first. You can turn out that light up there.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine, right?
Turn right onto 4th Avenue
And,
South.
this
then
is
turn left.
a white friend. You could have turned here.
Here.
Turn signal before you start maneuvering. You wonder why people road rage you? So the car behind you now he's gonna be mad at you. You know why? Because you didn't give him enough time to react. Now he's gonna come over here and slap you, and you know what? I'm gonna have to stand up for him.
Turn left,
I
then
can't
you will
let you
arrive
treat him
at your
like that.
destination.
Oh, this wasn't our destination.
No! I'm
How
trying
do we end up
to figure
here?
out
Look.
what you're doing.
I just put in Jacksonville Beach because I figured it's just a small geographical area. Alright, just keep driving to the main street.
Okay.
We're probably near our destination. Yeah, you'll be at your destination soon.
Okay.
I don't know if you're north or south of it, but you'll be there. You'll be fine. Just that's the main road over there.
Yeah, put it in the store.
What's it called?
Walgreens.
Oh, it's Walgreens? Is that where you want to go to, Walgreens?
That works.
Okay, Walgreens. Okay, if there's a Walgreens right here, okay. You'll take a left. You can't miss it. When you get to the main street, take a left. Literally, you won't miss it.
Okay.
It's that important. Like, you won't miss it.
Okay.
But that's how it is with people. You cannot let people run that game on you. Katie, like I said, I have a white friend, and my white friend taught me, like I was telling him one day, like I was dealing with customers who don't want to pay me, right? And I used to be really timid about that. I used to be timid and scared to tell people, no, you know, like I can't do a discount. My white friend, we did some like practicing sessions together. Oh my gosh, I should give people like, I should tutor people on how to be gangster. Like on how to like, it's to the left right over there. But if there's a lot of traffic, you can go right and pull a U-turn because this time of night there's a lot of people.
The Walgreens?
It's to the left. Walgreens is to the left. It's up by that big building. But there's a lot of traffic. If you want, you can go right and then pull a U-turn, go around the back block so you don't have to worry about going across 3 lanes of traffic. Because you're not going to get a break between both lanes. It's going to be impossible. So just go to the right. When there's no cars coming, go right. And then go right. Go right. Go right. Okay, now you can pull a U-turn now. It gets a lot safer than trying to go across 2 lanes. Yeah. You can pull a U-turn now. Maybe I could teach people like where I do practice sessions with them on behavior. Wouldn't that be like a really cool like little side gig for me? Like teaching people how to defend themselves? Verbal defense classes. That would be a great thing to teach people.
So the Walgreens is going to be on the left side of the road?
It'll be on the right.
Okay.
It'll be on the right up ahead. It's not far.
Okay.
You won't miss it. Beautiful evening over here. Yeah, it's up ahead behind that big building.
Okay.
Like, me and my friend did some practice sessions, right? Where he was pretending to be the customer, right? And actually, the other way around. I would pretend to be the customer trying to get a discount. And I would see the way he would, like, talk back to me. Because I was afraid of, like, you know, telling people that I can't do it, you know? It's somewhere around here. Walgreens?
Yeah.
It's back in here somewhere. A little bit further ahead, I think. There's no rush. You don't have to like get into it. It's right up here on this next block.
Okay.
So pass the red light, and then you'll take right there in the corner.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah,
So
first
like
right after.
Carrabba's?
Yeah. What a beautiful coastline. We're on the water practically. We're a block away from the beach, guys. 2 blocks from the beach. Anyways, so we did some practice sessions where like one of us would pretend to be the customer trying to get a discount, and then he would be like, very offensively, he'd be like, I ain't giving you crap. This is what the price. If you don't like it, I'll grab this crap and shove it up. You know what I mean? Like, literally, that's what his session was about. Like dealing. This is a class that I should give people. I'll actually do this for people. It'll be like
Because I remember, like, we got into a job once.
like a consulting job.
Yeah. We
Like
got
where-
into a job once, and the guy didn't want to pay.
Right, and I talked to my friend. He taught me. My friend taught me. He was like, okay, Jose, look, you're going to be the customer. You're going to tell me you're not going to pay me. And he was like, you're not going to pay me? Well, he grabbed everything and threw it on the floor. Like, what do you mean you're not going to pay me? And it works. Like, I've had customers where they'll be like, I'm just going to give you $200. And I'll be like, and I'm just going to grab this and shove it up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not putting up with this. This is the price. If you don't like it, I'll grab this crap and break it right now. And people get in line quick. When they see that you're not going to move, you know, like, when they see that you're not going to budge. The thing I've really struggled with consulting people is that some people, like, they want to learn something, but they don't really have the desire. Like, how many people have we tutored, excuse me, to be a YouTuber, right?
A lot.
Like, where they'll be like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, and then we teach them, but then they don't want to take the advice. So, like, what's the point of you taking my consulting service if you have no intention of following through, you know? Anyways, that would be a great idea, like giving people classes on like how to, like consulting, like behavioral consulting. That'd be great, man. That's a great idea. I'm gonna stop the video exactly at 50 seconds, 50 minutes. That way it's a round number. You got the keys? I got the keys. You're good to go.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that'd be a great idea. I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
I gotta go in there too soon. Behavioral consulting. The problem that I've had with trying to consult people is that you meet people that are like, they're acting like they want the service, but then they don't want to like take the advice, which is kind of odd that you would pay me for something I'm trying to teach you how to do it, but then you're clearly not trying to learn. That's weird.